You need to do the Justiciar fusion as soon as possible in Raid Shadow Legends, and today I'm going to break down the best practices to make sure you can do it as efficiently as possible without wasting all your energy. Fusing Justiciar will allow you to progress further through the Arbiter missions. You want to get to part 3 as quickly as possible so that you can get this completed and get Arbiter, who's a very important character for your account. Speaking of important characters for your account, before we go down the breakdown of how to get Justiciar, make sure to use my QR code above or the link in the description to get 4 free epic champions as you level up, and the choice between one of these legendary champions on screen. Only for new players, so consider starting a new account if you want to get these great champions. Now, what about Justiciar? Well, we don't want to waste shards on trying to get the champions. If you didn't know, how a fusion works is you go to this page here, and you need to build up all of these champions below to fuse the champion above. And for the Justiciar, we actually need to go to the Relic Keeper fusion tree, and we need to get these 4 champions. Now, the requirements for each of these champions is also showcased here. We need to get these champions to level 30, 3-star ascension. So the first part is we just need to actually get these champions, right? Luckily, all of these champions are farmable from the campaign. However, they can be a little bit challenging to get because their drop rate is very, very low. So first, I'm going to talk through some best practices for farming these champions, and then I showcase the stages you can get them. The drop rate is very, very low. However, the drop rate slowly goes up as you go from normal to hard to brutal to nightmare. The lowest chance you'll get is in normal, and then it slightly increases to hard, brutal, and then nightmare. However, the energy cost in nightmare missions is just so high for a very little gain in percentage drop rate in terms of how likely you are to get the champion, that the best way to do it is always brutal. You want to try and farm your champions in brutal, okay? This is going to give you the best odds for getting these 4 champions with the most efficient energy usage. So we have 4 champions here. We'll start with Warmaiden, and then we'll go into Heiress, and then we'll do Spirit Host and Diabolist, okay? So first, Warmaiden is available in the 9 stage here, the Deadlands, okay? As you can see here, you can get Warmaiden as a potential rare drop. All of these stages here will have the same drop rate for Warmaiden. So it really comes down to picking the right stage out of all of these, okay? Now, usually the best practice is to go for the stage 3, which is the shield stage, because out of all of these accessories, shields sell for the most silver. And we're not going to keep this gear. It's not really going to be very valuable to us, and we're going to be farming this quite a lot, okay? So what we want to do now is go to stage 3 to get Warmaiden, and we're going to choose one champion that is our campaign farmer, whoever's capable of soloing the whole thing, and then we're going to fill it with food champs. This is not a very efficient way to farm up your champions, right? 12-3 brutal is the most efficient, but because we need Warmaiden anyway, we can risk losing a little bit of efficiency to progress our chances of getting Warmaiden. So we basically just want to go and farm up food champs, whatever we have available, okay? And make sure that you fill out the slots with champions so that the XP is going spread across as many champions as possible. And you can turn on Super Raid here to speed it up. It will mean that you have 2 chances of dropping Warmaiden for each battle. And then, basically, my suggestion to you right now is to not do this all the time. Don't waste all of your energy on it. Instead, when you need to farm champs a little bit, just farm it on this mission, right? 9-3 brutal to get Warmaiden. And just keep doing it until you get her. Don't spend 100 multi-battles every single day on this mission. Just do a little bit of campaign farming each and every day, and eventually you will get it, because the drop rate for Warmaiden and all of these champions is about 1% or 1.5%. So just for sort of, I guess, the sake of this video, I will do 50 runs because we're on super raids. This is the equivalent of 100 runs, right? Well, I got lucky here. After just 9 runs, you can see that I got Warmaiden. Okay, amazing. For you, it's probably on average going to take about 50 multi-battle runs on Super Raid. For some unlucky people, it may take up to 200 or 300, but the drop rates are about 1% for Warmaiden, so you're going to have to do around 50 Super Raid runs. You might be able to do this in a single day. It might take you multiple days or even weeks. Don't waste all of your energy all at once trying to do this. Just try and put a bit of attention into it every time you log into Raid. Whenever you need to farm champions, just don't do 12-3 Brutal. Do 9-3 Brutal until you get Warmaiden. Once you've got Warmaiden, you can then move on to the next champion you need, who's on stage 4. This is this champion here, Spirit Host. Now, just like with other champions, you're going to have a small chance to get this. In fact, it's about the same chance as getting Warmaiden. And once again, going stage 3 is the best way because you're going to get the most amount of resources possible in terms of energy costs to silver, right? Shield sale for the most. This time, though, you want to do something a little bit different when you're farming food champs. You want to get your Warmaiden in here because you need to get her to level 30 for the fusion. So whilst you're farming food champs, you can put in other champs and start farming up Warmaiden until she's level 30 so that she's ready. You're making sure that you're double dipping in terms of your goals here. You're trying to farm Spirit Host whilst also leveling up Warmaiden. So once again, let's do 20 multi-battles this time. And what we're going to do is just do this each and every day a little bit until we get Spirit Host, just like we did with Warmaiden. Now, here's an example of what you're probably going to go through. You might get through these multi-battles and find out you don't get the champion you need and get a little bit frustrated. Now, this is the truth. This is going to be a long-term goal for your account. So the sooner you start focusing on it, the better. But don't put all of your energy into it all at once. In this case, I just did 12 multi-battles, the equivalent of 24 individual runs, and we did not get the champion we need. So you're going to need to do this bit by bit, day after day. Luckily, though, we did get Warmaiden to level 30. So I'm going to leave this campaign mission for now because I already have this champion and explain where you can get the other 2 champions you need for this fusion. The next one will be Heiress, which is on stage 6, as you can see here. Once again, you want to farm the shield option here, okay? You could, here's a little bit of a trick though, all right? If you need speed boots and you're running low, you could potentially run this. There is a chance you could get some okay speed boots. If you're really, really desperate for speed boots, this could be a chance to do it on this stage, which is stage 6 instead of stage 3. However, if you don't need boots, just go for the typical good old shield stage. Once you manage to get Heiress, now what you need to do is get the final champion, which is on stage 12. It is Diabolist, who's a quite rare drop. Once again, it's going to be about a 1% chance on Brutal. Run stage 3, and this is the typical food champ farming stage anyway, so just keep running this until you get it, right? It's going to take some time. Now, once you have all 3 champions, or all 4 champions, you will then need to level them up to level 31. So we'll start with Heiress, and then we need Diabolist, and then we need Spirit Host, right? And of course, Warmaiden as well. Once you have those, just farm them to level 30 on 12-3 Brutal. Once they are all level 30, the next step is to ascend them. So the quickest way we can do that is open up the tavern. We go to the filter page, we type in Warmaiden, we click on Warmaiden, and then we go ascend, and she needs to be 3 stars. Now, you're going to need a lot of potions from the potion keep for this. You are going to need to schedule your plans ahead of time. For Warmaiden, we need 4 keep potions, the red ones, okay? For Spirit Host, we need the green potions, spirit potions. For Diabolist, we need the blue potions, magic keeps. And for Heiress, we also need the red potions, spirit keeps. Now, to get these potions, you need to go to the keep page, or the dungeon page, sorry, and we need to pay attention to when these crypts open, because you're not going to be able to get them each and every day. You need to make a plan ahead of time, especially, for example, Force Keep. For me, that opens on Tuesday, so I need to be prepared to go and farm that on Tuesday. We also need Spirit Keep. That opens on Monday. I need to be prepared to farm that. And then we have the Magic Keep, which is open for another 13 hours. So every time you log in, make sure that you check for Magic Keep, Spirit Keep, and Force Keep specifically for this challenge. Now, the white potions are required for all ascensions, for all affinities, and this stage, this keep is open all the time. And once you've managed to get enough potions to fully ascend all 4 champions, it's now as simple as going to the portal, clicking fusion, going to Relic Keeper, and then putting in these champions. You got to click on each individual part, and then go here and click the fuse button. And once that is done, you will get yourself Justiciar, who is a void defense champion. And then you can go to your missions and finally get it done. And new missions will unlock. And you also get a sacred shard, which is very, very good. Hopefully you found this video useful. Let me know if you did, and I'll see you in the comments. Cheerio.